Uyoga wa chakula ndio unaokuzwa sana na wakulima wa kiwango kidogo sawia na wale wa viwango vya juu, yani large scale farmers. Kilimo Hai leo itaweza kukuangazia zaidi kuhusu ukuzaji wa uyoga wa vifundo au button mushroom.
So the second phase in mushrooms cultivation is in the incubation process that has to be done indoors. This incubation is also divided into two. The first incubation, we refer it as the spawn learning. After impregnating the compost with the seed, what we refer as the spawn, we give it a duration of 14 days in a warm environment, and that's why we are calling it incubation. We keep it in a constant environment inside a dark loom, and also the loom should be well insulated and also should be tightly closed, so there is no interference during this duration. After the first 14 days, we add a top layer of soil to a depth of 1.5 inch on top of the substrate, the process that we call the casing. And this casing soil should be prepared, or we usually first we source this casing soil from a virgin forest soil. I get my casing soil either at Kenali Forest, past Kimende, or at Kafiruini, which is next to Kafiruini Nyeri, next to Kimathi Institute of Kimathi University. That's where we usually get our casing soil, because most of the soil that we have is either polluted or it has been farming for years, so the soil structure is interfered. But once you get the casing soil, you find that it's virgin, and it's easier to get the pH and also the soil structure which is needed with ease.
Uzalishaji wa uyoga unazingatia sana hali ya hewa na vifaa ulivyo navyo. Hivyo basi, kabla haujachagua aina ya uyoga wa kupanda, ni muhimu kupata ushauri kutoka kwa wataalamu walio karibu na wewe.
We also improve the casing soil with material as the cocoa-peat, which improves the texture of the soil. We can also add mallam, which is also a good source or a substitute of the cocoa-peat, and we can also add vermiculite process, the vermiculite thing that improve the water retention capability. You find that especially during the fruiting period, when the soil is exposed due to the high temperatures at times, you find that the soil gets dry easily. So that we can improve the water retenability or the water retention in our casing soil, we add the vermiculite. You can also see our ceiling is made of the styrofoam. You can also use thick blankets so that we can maintain the inner environment with ease. So we find that the room must always be well insulated. There are those yellow papers that you can see, and those are used to trap insects. For mushrooms, we usually get a parasite, the mushroom fly or the fruit flies, that are very destructive to a crop. But once you use the fly trap or those yellow papers, they usually attract the flies, and when they attach themselves or they get closer to the paper, they stuck there. It's a natural process to eliminate those parasites other than using the insecticides, because once you spray too much of chemicals to the mushrooms, their pH changes and the production is affected. So if it's possible, you keep off those chemicals, the better. That's why we are using the insects traps.
Ingawa aina hizi zote za uyoga zinakuzwa hapa nchini, ni watu wachache wanaoweza kukuza uyoga unaotumika kama dawa kwa sababu ya mahitaji yake.
Before you get into your mushroom house, you should disinfect your food, for they need high standard of hygiene, so that whatever foreign pathogens you have outside the room, so you get into the room when you are clean. This is the button variety, which is white in color, and we usually harvest this size. The temperature here should be maintained below 20 degrees Celsius. That is achievable by constructing a well-insulated room and also increasing the humidity of the room by spraying mist water inside the mushrooms houses. Also, during the fruiting season, we do open our windows for air to circulate, and when the air is circulating and also the humidity is high, we induce the fruiting period. For these mushrooms, we do harvest when they are button size, and that's why we call them the button mushrooms. And we harvest them by rotating them clockwise and anti-clockwise, and is as easy as that. And we separate the lower part, and also we use a soft brush so that we can dust or we can remove the small soil particles that are attached to the mushrooms. Then we pack them in those plastic containers, pannets. And for button mushrooms, their color coding should be either blue or green.
Kenya iko na uwezo wa kuzalisha takriban tani 600 za uyoga kwa mwaka, ambapo ni kiasi kidogo sana kulingana na hitaji la tani 1200 za uyoga zinazohitajika kwa mwaka.
The advantage of button mushrooms over other variety is that they are commercially viable. As you can see, they give us high yields, and also the market, they command the market. You find that with 100 kg of button mushrooms on daily basis, you can access a market with ease. But any other variety, their market share is small.
Uyoga una kiwango cha juu cha protein, fiber na madini mengi ya mwili.
They are very high in protein, and even one can substitute either from eating red meat with mushrooms. They also reduce cholesterol level in the system. That's as a medicinal value. They boost our immune system and also promote our self-healing processes. So there is much more health benefit of eating mushrooms regularly. So the challenges for mushrooms, the first one is the management problem. In most cases is brought by carelessness. When you are doing the composting, is a very crucial moment or a process, and we should not do any shortcut. So the whole process must be followed so that you can maintain the actual pH and also the actual moisture content. If compost it's not fully prepared, eventually it will fail you, because you might find that when there is too much of ammonia in the substrate, that ammonia will kill the seed, and there is no production. At times you also have pests, especially the mites. They are very destructive. We also have the mushroom flies, also very destructive. And the fourth challenge we usually have is the fungal infection. Although if proper care is taken during the preparation before spawning, then you find that the challenges are reduced drastically. For us to harvest, from the day we do our spawning, it takes between 36 and 40 days, and we have our crop. So the whole process, if we add the 28 days and also these 40 days during the incubation, then it gets now to a total of about 68 days. Or we can simply say that within a duration of 70 days from the preparation to fruiting, you have your mushrooms ready to be harvested to the market. And they usually sprout in flashes. All the mushrooms you can see will be finished and others will start sprouting. Those are what we call the flashes. And we might have 4 or 5 flashes.
Kwa wale walio na shauku ya kwamba uyoga ni sumu, basi fahamu ya kwamba uyoga ni chakula hata zaidi na nyama unayoamini sana.
So we usually have our knives. These are the fruit knives or any other knives. We also add a soft brush so that we can remove those soil dust particles, so that when you pack your mushrooms, they should be presentable to every eye. That's how we do it. So it facilitates, we cut the lower part and then we brush, and then we place it on the punnet. I do have a connection of a network of farmers whom I train, and we take the produce to the market together so that we can capture a particular market. Because throughout the year, no matter how good I am, there are forces of nature that has to put me off the production. Maybe the wheat straw delays, or maybe the fruiting may also delay. And since the market needs mushrooms on daily basis, I do outsource mushrooms from other farmers. There is also the training I do offer to farmers, extensive visit to their farm, where I train them on how to make the compost and nurture the mushrooms until they are packed and we take them to the market. Okay, like this loom, 15 by 24 in dimension. The input cost is about 120,000 Kenya shillings. And our output, we do expect at least we harvest between 400 kilos to about 500 kilos of fresh mushrooms.
Sitishan, makala ya Kilimo Hai.